Well, hello. It's Keith Neeley, another version of Licata Live. I have a guest. Oh, are we live now? All right, well, hello. This is Keith Neeley with Licata Live. Today is November 8th. It is election day, so don't forget to vote. If you haven't voted already, right after this video, go vote. Don't care who you vote for, just make sure you vote. All right, I'm here with Adam Forsberg. Adam is not he's not a agent with us, but Adam is with an insurance company. So I thought it'd be good to kind of bring in an insurance guy. I know before we've always said that we're going to have a really good show, and we try our best to have great shows. But this time, I know we're going to have a great show because I brought A-list talent, Adam. Oh yeah, Alan. Nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so I appreciate you having me on. So I am with the Comparion Insurance Agency through Liberty Mutual. So our local Liberty Mutual offices are branded as Comparion just because we can compare different options. So in addition to Liberty, we shop over 15 different top companies to make sure clients get the best price and coverage. But yeah, just local right here down the road in Central Park. So I appreciate you having me on here today.
Absolutely. So what type of insurances do you guys handle?
Yeah, so we can help people with just about any type of insurance, but we really specialize in home insurance and then auto and life insurance as well.
And you say so you get to compare. So you're with Liberty, so you don't. It's not just Liberty.
Right.
You get to use
Right.
other what other carriers do you guys work with?
Yes, we have about 15 others, so we can look at Progressive, Travelers, Nationwide, Safeco, so a whole bunch of different top companies.
If somebody had like a history of claims and have difficulty getting house insurance, is that something you kind of help them with? Or?
That's a really good person for them to shop their insurance because every company is going to rate people differently. They're going to view claims differently, and the type of claim is going to be viewed differently by each company. So yeah, having someone to be able to shop a whole bunch of options is really beneficial to make sure that they're not being overcharged for the insurance.
Excellent. Former life. I used to be on your side in your industry. I was on the claim side of it. Um, I have much respect for your industry. It's a lot of work there. What are you seeing as far as? I know we've had a lot of storms lately. I know that's big in the industry. Are rates? Are they? How's that affecting those?
Yeah, I would say across the board in insurance, just in general, you were seeing rates going up for a few different factors. One is there have been a lot of storms, which just drive the rates up. Also, just inflation and the cost of services going up and the labor market. All those things are driving prices up.
It gets pushed to the consumer.
Right. But that's again where every company is going to have their sweet spots. So what may be expensive with one company may be less expensive with another. So
being able to shop makes a difference.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Now, you also do life insurance?
I do, yes.
With what companies for that?
So we use Protective Life Insurance as our company that manages the Liberty Life Insurance.
Okay.
So they have a lot of different product options, and especially coming out of COVID, a lot of people are really considering making sure that they have that in place to protect their families if the worst were to happen. So it's something like all insurance you always hope to never need, but if something does happen, it's nice to have the coverage for the family to be financially okay.
Sure. You also do autos, right?
Auto as well.
Excellent. And your office is located where?
Over in Central Park. So we are right by like Walmart and Life Point Church, right in that area over there.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
So I originally grew up in Frederick, Maryland. So I always like to tell people just put the Sburg on the end of Frederick. So
I see.
Down in this area, and then from there lived in Lynchburg for a while and graduated from college and worked down there for a little bit, and then have been back up this way for the last 4.5, almost 5 years.
Nice. And so your office is located in Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
So for any insurance needs, you're the man to call, right?
Yeah, call, text, or email, and anyone's welcome to walk on in as well.
All right, excellent. You got any big plans for Thanksgiving?
We're going up to see my parents, so they're up in Frederick, so we'll take the Sburg off this time and go back up that way. Right.
Isn't Hood College up that way?
It is,
Forsberg State,
Mm-hmm.
all this beautiful part of the country. So it's very similar to kind of Central Virginia as far as the mountains and all that.
Yeah, really nice.
All right, well, Adam, is there anything else that you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask you? Or?
Yeah, I'd say as I'm working with people, there are really 3 things that I'm seeing on home insurance policies that are really either left off or maybe aren't considered, but just really, really important. So just real quick, 2 of them are specific to everyone, and then a third is specific to really people in neighborhoods like Lake of the Woods and areas like this. So the first one is really just making sure that the dwelling coverage is set high enough. I see a lot of people I'm working with, their dwelling coverage, which that's just what it's going to cost to rebuild your home. If it's set too low, then if there is something like a fire or a total loss, the client could be out, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars if the dwelling is off and isn't calculated correctly.
Should somebody get an appraisal for that, or how would they, would just have a conversation with you? Is that the best way to do
Yeah,
it?
just having a conversation, because we have calculation systems where we plug in the information about the home to get a good valuation to make sure,
Mhm.
because it's not going to be necessarily the same as the purchase price, because the purchase price is going to factor in things like land value,
Right.
location, where if there's something like a fire, those aren't going to change. So really having the dwelling set and having a conversation with a local agent is really important, is the first thing that I
Okay.
know.
And you said there were three, and what was the second one?
Yeah, so the second one is water backup coverage.
Oh yeah,
So,
I had that. Actually had a big claim on it. I'm glad I had that.
yeah,
coverage.
and that's an optional coverage. So people a lot of times don't realize that if you don't specifically put the water backup on the policy,
Mhm.
if a sump pump overflows or toilet overflows, then there's most times not going to be coverage for that, and that can be a costly and just frustrating claim to deal with.
Right. So like if power goes out to the home, and then your sump pump doesn't go because the power went out, that coverage affords
Right,
it.
and then water backs up and fills the basement or something like
Right.
that.
So
Exactly.
coverage affords that. All right. That's
Right.
great. That's great.
And then the last one, the third one, is what we would call like service line or very utility line coverages.
Okay. All right.
This is one that's also not on a standard home insurance policy, but several companies that I write with do offer this. And
It's a rider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a rider, or like an addition you could add onto the policy for pretty inexpensive costs. But what it covers is the service line. So you think water line, power, sewer lines going from the house to the street. That part underneath the property is the homeowner's responsibility.
Right.
And in a neighborhood like Lake of the Woods, you get a lot of trees, roots that could come up and cause damage. So it's something that is not standard on a home insurance policy, but especially in a wooded area, it's important to have, or at least consider getting, just because of the damage that could be happening.
And so when someone meets with you to get a policy, you have these conversations with them and kind of cater what they need, the coverages that they need for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Well, Adam, I think that was great information. Is there anything else you'd kind of like to share with the masses?
I don't think so. I appreciate you having me on, and yeah, just like Keith mentioned, if there's anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. You can find me right here locally in Central Park.
Excellent, Adam. That's great meeting you.
You too.
All right. Well, I said this is going to be a short one, but it was informative. I did not lie. Okay. Until next week when somebody else has to do this. Goodbye. Man.